We are at the Manitoba Museum celebrating the Junos. Now you're probably wondering, what do science and music have in common? Well, the museum's Kevin Mogk is going to show us with their new hands-on workshop, Buzzin' Bones and Dancin' Tones.
So with our sound tubes, what we're doing is we're showing how we can change the pitch of a sound by changing the length of an instrument. Sound at its basics is vibration, and so the longer the tube, the longer the vibrations have, and they sort of lengthen out in their wavelength, and they lower the pitch. So the longer the tube, the lower the pitch, and we can go through those various sounds and even play a nice little song like Hot Cross Buns with it. So our tuning forks are similar to our sound tubes. They have different lengths, they vibrate at different frequencies, and they'll give us different notes. The neat thing about the tuning forks is that we can amplify them a little bit with our resonator box. You give them a bit of a whack, put them gently on the resonator, and the box amplifies the sound, and you can hear it that much stronger. We have our bone conduction experiment as well, and this one's really neat. We're so used to having vibrations move through the air towards our ears, but we don't realize we can sort of circumnavigate that. With the bone conductor, we use vibrations to vibrate your skull physically, the bones in your skull, and that's how we reach your eardrum. Bite down on the straw.
Do I hold it?
Yeah, you can hold it there. You hear the music, and everyone around you hears nothing but a faint buzz. It's really an interesting, intimate experience with music.
It's Tegan and Sarah. That's crazy.
You can see a straw, you don't think much of it, you can turn it into your own personal musical instrument. Kind of bite down on the end, clip off the ends, and you create two reeds. And reeds are what vibrate in some reed-based instruments, like the oboe. In this case, we have two, one on top of each other, and you just sort of blow gently through it. And the fun thing you can do, as with the tubes, you can shorten the length to change the pitch. So you can start with a long one, deep notes, cut it shorter, and you get a nice high-pitched note as well. So we have our drop the beat, or gravity beats, as we call it as well. What we're doing is we're using gravity to make a beat. Beat is important in music. It allows the musicians to stay in tune and in step. But gravity does something interesting. It accelerates things. So if you drop your weights at an even spacing, the beat will increase, it'll get faster. But to counter that, you can space the weights out more. So you start them close and then increase the distance between each of them, and they will fall at the same steady beat. The air cannon, a wonderful experiment, not part of our Buzzing Bones, Dancing Tones, but a great way to look at sound and how we compress it. And it's important for our ears, because we don't physically feel the vibrations around us. They're compressed by our ear, and that's what the sound cannon does. It takes a sound, compresses it into a stronger sound wave, but you'll see that it travels a little slower than the sound itself. So there's this delay between the bang and having the cup fly off your head.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ah, the Theremin, everyone's favorite sci-fi instrument. It's an interesting way of making sound in a very different way. What's happening is we have two panels, each with a magnetic field around them. And when you put your hand into these magnetic fields, you disrupt the magnetic field. This goes over to a processor, a computer, and it interprets what sounds and what volume it should put the music out at. So just by moving your hands, not even touching the instrument, you can create some very interesting and eerie tunes.
Buzzin' Bones and Dancing Tones is open on weekends and throughout spring break. For more information, you can visit www.manitobamuseum.ca. For Go Winnipeg, I'm Jessica Cable.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. You can't hear that, hey?